What up, my poker peeps, and welcome back to Vlog 14, the final part. That's right, this is going to be the final part going over the Hatter Army live stream. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and spoiler alert, you're going to see probably pretty much the hand of the night for myself a little later on. And wow, is it a massive cooler. As you can see, I've been running hot if you watched the last few parts, the part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm over here eating sushi, and here's a little tell that people have heard about a lot. If someone's eating, usually if they're going to play cards, they're playing tighter. So this is a perfect time for me to run a heat check because people are going to think because I'm eating that I have a good hand. So I go ahead and raise it up to 10 with the 9 deuce offsuit. That's right, we're playing premiums, y'all. So as you can see, everybody's starting to have some drinks. It's starting to loosen up. We're in the final hour. Everybody's having a great time, I believe. So as I say, I go ahead and open up. Yucko's going to go ahead and flat call with ace-3 suited. If he knew what I had, he'd definitely be 3-betting and getting me out of there. Digstown comes along. Suited comes along. And we're going 4 ways to a flop. Now, this is not ideal with 9 deuce offsuit, but I mean, this is a heat check. I'm trying to see what's going on. So the flop comes 8 of hearts, king of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. Pretty connected and wet board, to be honest with y'all. This is why I do decide not to c-bet. So I go ahead and check. Checks around and the king of spades comes off. It's time for me to go ahead and rep that I have something here. And I go ahead and bet out here. Now, when I bet out 15, I'm just taking a stab. Luckily, no one has anything, and I'm going to get it through. But I never have a king here because I'm never checking a king on that flop. But that heat check gets through, and we're running good. So let's move on to the next hand. And this next hand is a pretty impressive fold. Now, I want to go into a little bit of detail. I actually got up and had stepped away from the table for a second when this hand played out. So I didn't even know about this hand until I watched the stream back. But as you can see here in just a second, Ty is going to look down at pocket queens. And he's going to go ahead and open. And he opens up to 22, which is pretty big open. And now Yucko makes a quick 3-bet to 70. And it's going to fold back to Ty. Now, as you can see by Yucko's 850 deep, Ty is 767 deep. So technically, I mean, he's getting pretty much the right odds to set mind here. But he goes deep into the tank, and there wasn't, outside of myself and Yucko, there wasn't a lot of 3-betting. Usually your lower stakes games don't have a lot of 3-betting, 4-betting, and all that. So keep that in mind. Sorry, that was my phone if y'all heard it rattling. But like I was saying, he goes deep into the tank, and eventually, like I said, he's getting the right odds. I mean, he's getting almost 10 to 1 if he makes a call and he flops a set, but he pretty much takes him off of ace-king, puts him on aces or kings here, and he eventually folds face up, as you see, and Yucko tells him that it was a good fold. I'm surprised most low-stakes players are never finding a fold here. They're at least calling, if not just going ahead and re-raising, and usually that's just a cooler situation. So my hat's off to Ty. Like I said, he could be setting mine in there, but his read was dead on. Very impressive. And I mean, what else can you say? You lay down queens to kings pre-flop, you either got a good read or you're playing a little too tight. And I think it was a great read by him. So we're going to move on to the next hand. And this hand is going to feature Ty also, and also my bro Digstown. Now, overall, Digstown for the night, I mean, as VPIP would tell you the story, usually he's a tighter opponent, and he's going to be playing tighter ranges, and he's not going to get too much out of line. So he goes ahead and raises up. Actually, excuse me, Yucko raises with king 9 to 6. Not sure what he's thinking there. Diggs puts in the 3-bet to 21. Swaggy Mac's going to flat with pocket 3s. He's a little shallow to be set mining here, but it's all right. I'm not even sure if his stack was, I thought he had a little more than that. But anyways, suited pairs goes ahead and comes around with ace-9, and then Ty comes around with pocket 8s. And then Yucko, he's getting just an amazing price with any 2, so he's going to come along. And we get an action flop, y'all. So the flop comes 8 of hearts, king of hearts, and queen of diamonds. So Digstown, the pre-flop raiser, has flopped top with ace king. Now the board is pretty connected. Jack 10's out there, ace 10, 9 10, heart draws. There's a lot of draws and a wet board. So when it checks Ty goes ahead and checks. Yucko checks, and Diggs is going to go ahead and bet out. I like his bet here. Like I said, the board's very wet. It's time for him to start piling in money. There was 100 in the pot. He bets 80. Now, when he makes this big bet here, he's really, I mean, I like the sizing because you're going to find out what you have here. Now, Ty comes over. He's looking at the board, and he has pocket eights. He has a set of eights here. And I think he takes a little bit too long thinking about it. He could, because he's going to put in a raise here. He's going to end up raising to 180. And the only thing, like, first off, he's definitely got a raise. I like his raise. I wouldn't be trapping on this board, even though, in theory, Diggstown. Now, Diggstown could have something like ace queen of hearts, ace jack of hearts. These are hands that he could have. But more than likely, this board is smashing Diggs' range. And I give Ty credit, he knew that, so he's going to go ahead and he needs to go ahead and start charging in case he has a hand exactly like he has, ace king, or, I mean, hopefully he don't get set over set. If you watched one of the very first parts of this vlog, he got set over set on the flop. So he ends up putting in the raise to 180, and it's going to go back to Diggs eventually. Like I say, the longer he goes into the tank here, I do believe he's giving away a little bit of his strength, sort of like what the commentator said about me when I did a little too much Hollywood and when I had the full house against suited's flush, nut flush draw on the river. But he thinks about it for a minute. Now, hands that Tyler could be doing this with is definitely like a Jack 10 suited of hearts hand. That makes a lot of sense. He could also have king queen. There's a lot of hands he could have here. But with him closing that action, limp and then closing the action, it kind of puts him to suited connectors and pocket pairs a lot. So Diggs is going to go ahead and go into the tank, and eventually he is going to think about it. And I give him credit. As he's thinking here, I really believe he's starting to break the hand down. And as this hand plays out on the turn, because he is going to eventually find a call here, which I'm okay with him calling one, because like I said, Ty could definitely be doing this with a combo draw. And at this point, Diggs is, you know, I mean, he's got top. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, when ace king's one of them, I mean, everybody loves to see ace king and we talk about it, but sometimes when you flop top and it's a connected board like it is, and you're facing a re-raise on especially a check raise on the flop, I mean, it's a tough situation. It's not just cut and dry. So he's going to go ahead and start breaking down what he think is going on right here. And like I said, eventually he makes a call, and the turn card is going to be a super interesting card. Trying to let the video, as you can see, both of them are deep in the tank. They know each other pretty well. They're really good friends. So like I said, he makes it. The interesting card on the turn is the 4 of diamonds. Now, why is this card so interesting? It's because, in theory, it is giving Diggs a lot more outs. Now he has the nut flush draw. The backdoor nut flush draw comes in for him. Now, Ty's going to go ahead and think about it, and he's going to go ahead and stick it in. He's going to go all in here. And it's going to go back to Diggs. Now, when Ty sticks it in, it's pretty much a pot-sized bet. It's pretty much for all of Diggs' chips. Now, I do want to talk about what was said at the table here, and I find it very interesting. And this is where me and Diggstown, out of all the people that I know, he has been kind of unfortunate to have to listen to me blabber going over hands and talking about hand histories over and over again. But I think this is where all of our discussions and hours of discussing has really helped him. He goes and he thinks this hand out, and eventually he looks at Tyler and tells him his exact hand. He says, "You have pocket eights." When he says that, he knows, as the commentators discussed, that all of his ace outs are no good. All of his king outs are no good. And he's pretty much drawing to a diamond. Now, could Tyler still be doing this with Jack 10 of hearts, something like that? He could be. But probably unlikely, especially if you saw the table dynamics and the player dynamics of the night. Not many people were running big bluffs like that. So this definitely seems very value heavy. And at the end of the day, except for the flush draw, you only got a single pair. And Diggstown knows that. And eventually he's going to find a fold. Price-wise, I mean, I don't know. But when you know that you're drawing to just the remaining diamonds, it's kind of a great breakdown, and I think he shocked a lot of people. And in just a second, he's going to go ahead and fold, and he's going to fold face up. Like I said, we're all friends. We've been showing each other his hands. So when he shows it, Tyler kind of slow rolls. He shows 1-8 and then shows the other 8. And I think even Ty was like, wow, the way you broke that down and knew my exact hand, it was pretty impressive. And to be honest with y'all, if you want to play poker, you got to learn hand reading and ranges and breaking stuff down and getting to the point to find them hard folds. Hard folds. You see Swaggy Matt give Digstown a fist bump there that he found a fold. That is an extremely hard fold to find. I mean, yeah, if a diamond hits on the river, he scoops a huge pot, but the way people run and the way I run, that diamond would have been board pairing and it would have gave him the boat. But I'm actually very proud of Digstown. I hate to say that because I know he's going to watch that and find out that I gave him a that a boy. But very proud of him for finding the fold there. And even more than the fold, just breaking the hand out and getting it correct. So let's jump right into the next hand. And as y'all know from if you watched all the other parts, Suited Pairs is having a terrible night. He is just, he's running into it, y'all. So when Yucko opens up to, raises to 22, Diggs is going to fold. It's going to go over to Swaggy Mac. He's going to fold. And Suited is a little, I think, tilted at the point. He's getting short stacked. He's almost down to, he had 127 starting the hand, and he calls with 9-10 offsuit. Maybe not the best call, but the way his night's going, I don't blame him. So Yucko's going to go ahead and c-bet this king high board on king 8-7 all spades. As you can see, neither opponent has a spade. But our boy Suited Pairs, he's got the open ender, and I think he's got a plan. As you can see, he starts counting out the chips here. He's trying to figure out what he has if he calls. And I'm going to give him credit here, and I think this is what he's thinking. If I make the call here and the right card comes off, I think he had already committed that he was going to bluff this hand. That's what I think, long as it was a good card. So when the 2 of spades comes off, yeah, it doesn't complete his hand, but it's definitely a scare card. And when Yucko checks, Suited rams it in there. That's really the only play he has. But I want to say this, as bad as his night was going, to find this bluff and the courage to run this bluff, I'm very proud of him. This was an amazing play. Now, sometimes he's going to run into Yucko having a high spade and he's just going to snap him off. But I think this is a really good spot because, I mean, it looks like Yucko has top pair. And if he does have top pair, there's no way he can have, you know, top pair. I mean, he could have like king jack with a jack of spades. But there's a good chance that there's only one card that could be a spade if you know he has a pair on the board. So he folds face up, and Suited gets a little bit of get back here by showing the bluff. And I'm proud of him. That was a good bluff right there. I like what he did. He made a decision on the flop, and he stuck with the plan he had on the turn. So, as I was saying, we're going to stick with Suited here. And as we said, Suited was having a terrible night. He'd been caught up in some coolers, and actually here in a few minutes, all these hands come in order, so not to spoil it, but he's going to get a little bit of get back here in this hand. I hate to spoil it. I shouldn't have spoiled it, but this is the one time variance did go in his way. So as the graphics catch up right here, also one of the hands I'm going to show after this hand, there's this hand, and then the one, my big hand's coming up. And then the last one with Suited, I'm going to leave the commentary in there because I think the commentators did a great job of explaining it. So let's go ahead and jump into this hand. And there's a bunch. The straddle's on at this point, so everybody's calling the straddle. You see me in there with the 5-4. So we go very multi-way here to a flop. Now, when you start going very multi-way to flops like this is a great way to get coolered, and that's pretty much what happens. So as you can see, Suited Pairs has Jack 3 suited and flops top and bottom pair. He's going to go ahead and lead out. I really like his lead here. Usually you don't like to lead, but his donk lead's good here because you want to start thinning the field and charging people because there could be a lot of draws out there. So Froggy's got top pair, 6 kicker, she calls the 15, and Diggs with the open ender. He goes ahead and calls the 15. And just as I said, Suited night's going, Queen of Hearts. So Diggs goes ahead and completes his straight. This is just how Suited's night's been going. Now, Suited still has 2 pairs, and now he has picked up the backdoor flush draw. So he's going to go ahead and think about it for a minute, and he's going to rip it in. So he goes ahead and goes in for 138. To give you an idea, this hand was I want to say the very next hand after the hand he had just bluffed. So his image is pretty good to be doing this. He should be getting called lighter because he just showed that bluff like the hand previous. It was either the hand previous or one before it. I can't really remember. So Froggy's going to go ahead and get out of the way. I'm not sure really why. I guess because Swaggy Mac was still in there also. Maybe Diggs slowed down, but Diggs shoves it all in. I'd rather him just flat call there and try to bring Swaggy Mac in. And the 6 of hearts hits the river, and finally Suited sucks out. I think he was so shocked he forgot to turn the cards over, and he just slid them towards the flop. And I think for a second Diggs thought he was still good, but I think in the moment Suited was just in so shock that he actually sucked out on somebody and came out winning a hand. So Suited goes ahead and gets a big double up right there and scoops in a pot of 364. So now Suited is starting to bounce back. I think the tilt meter is starting to simmer down. He's not ready to just flip the table over. So we're going to move on to the next hand, and this is pretty much the hand of the night for myself. To give you an idea, me and Yucko, as I said, we're probably the 2 more of the aggressive players at the table. So Froggy, she's going to go ahead and open to 8 with 5-4 suited, which is fine, and she gets immediately 3-bet to 25 with Yucko, who has ace-king offsuit. Now, let's talk about what I do here. Now, when Yucko 3-bets, I'm really thinking, I don't think he's messing around. I don't think he's 3-betting trying to push Froggy out of the pot. As you can see, I have ace-queen, but I'm out of position. I end up calling, and the flop comes ace, ace, 8. That's right, y'all. I'm about ready to get massively coolered. What can you do? What can you do? Ace queen versus ace king, and the board comes 8 ace ace. So Yucko goes ahead and bets 25. I make the quick call. The reason I call quick and I play this hand so fast is I want him to believe I'm on a flush draw. I don't want him to believe that I have an ace by no means. So he's going to go ahead and bet the turn. Also, when the turn comes the 7 of hearts, and he bets 60, I go ahead and make a quick call. When the queen of clubs comes out, now if I want this to look like I was bluffing. This is what I would do if I wanted him to think I hit the flush. What I did not know when I made that really quick 150 bet is that I had just hit the magic card and got him decent right there. That's right. I hit the boat on the river. I suck out. I hit a 2-outer. And you can see, you see me throw up the heart sign because you know I love my boy. Yucko knows I love him. That's my little bro.
Many hands that improve, you improve on as well.
Yeah, and you're effective around 400. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's just tough when you're 400 effective and you're making it 140 pre. Like, it's going to be almost your stack size in the middle.
Yeah, it's true.
Going to a flop.
We're not deep enough to really maneuver moves.
Yeah, I think 100 actually is fine. Suited pairs just made it $29 with 7.
Ace queen, huh? On the high hand? Oh, you gonna say
yeah.
Huh?
All right. 29, one of those unique numbers we talked about, huh? Dang, a turkey call, huh? Not the bozos. Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no.
Oh, Suited's dead. Yeah, nah. Listen, it's his birthday, but he might want to go to like Golden Corral or Mr. Child's to really feel like he's enjoying his birthday. Right now,
strip club, man. Oh
yeah,
no.
Right now, this climate is not working for him. It's not working for him. It's nothing against him. He's not doing anything wrong.
Oh,
the cards are
cooler.
the cards are tearing him up, man.
And look at Swaggy Mac just calling with a set of 9s like nothing's happening with Carla behind him.
Oh God, blank on the turn.
Deuce of diamonds. That's it.
Oh boy.
Wait, did somebody say set over set? How do they know?
Yeah, set that one.
Is this the second time it's been set over set tonight? God, that's so
It'll
gross.
make good content.
No, because then it gets.
Swaggy going for another check here. But it's a pretty juice board. Like, hands like Jack 10 of diamonds makes sense to continue betting here, right? River 7 for my boy, suited. Man, Swaggy, Mac just flatting, and the backdoor diamonds do get there. What? Did he say all in? He did say all in.
Damn.
Damn. Rest in peace, my boy suited. Oh, man. Yeah, take your time. Go through all the hands that Swaggy check called jam on you with. And he's asking for a count. This is just a cooler, you know? How are we going to get away from this? Lose to nines, lose to queens, lose to backdoor diamonds. Not too many backdoor diamonds continue on that flop, right?
I mean, this is just sick, man. Like, what? It's not calling you 3-bet with 6-8. I mean, what diamond combinations is he gonna have? So what was the flop action? Check. You bet 25 it calls. Jack 10 of diamonds.
That's what I'm saying. It's only diamonds that make sense, maybe. King Jack of diamonds, King 10 of diamonds. But those hands are so relevant. Because Swaggy Mac has been pretty chill this whole night, by the way. Complaining about how he's card dead.
Wait, why did he bet 44 on the turn? Like, it doesn't matter. His fate was sealed.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking back, like, why did he bet 44
So
on
small,
the turn?
right?
Yeah. You know me size up on the turn. Especially in this case.
In the chat.
Oh.
I love you. I might be stupid. It's so hard to fold. I don't think he hit the flush draw. I think he's got an overpair.
Not wrong.
I think he's got,
You're wrong.
I think he's got kings in his hand. This is where I'm at.
You're
I think
wrong.
he's got kings. I've got kings beat. You got kings? I got kings beat.
He's trying to convince himself so hard.
How big's your flush?
It don't matter what happens, suited. Like, you.
No way you got a flush.
It's cooler.
Yeah, man. You played good tonight. The cards just didn't go your way.
Yeah. I don't think you have a flush. I call.
Wow, he puts in the call. He did not find the fold. Set over set, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, and they're hugging it out. Oh my goodness, the boys.
Set over set again.
Yeah, just a cooler.
Yeah, ain't nothing you could do, suited, man. Ain't nothing you can do, man. You ain't do nothing wrong, brother. Yeah, you ain't even have to address the table, man. You've been running so bad. The cards have been just absolutely terrible for you today.
I didn't think you had a flush either.
You can't get away from that, brother.
I
You
thought you
okay?
were pretty close with the way you went about the hand. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't think
everybody's yelling at me, fold, fold.
I didn't think he had a flush either.
No. Hold on. Anybody that's telling you to fold, we get to see the cards.
Yeah.
In a live setting, everybody's gonna do what you did, buddy. Like, you, anybody that's screaming fold. Obviously, we're armchair quarterbacks up here in the skybox, looking down.
That's what we are.
Seeing the holdings, right? Like, there's nothing you can do there, man.
Yeah,
You
we're
did
the
fine,
offensive
bro.
coordinators here. We're just watching.
Yeah, you did fine.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Whew, what a night for poor Suited. Man, I hope he's enjoying that drink because that's about the only good thing that happened that night. Man, what a tough night for my dude Suited. So, this is the final hand of the night. This is the final hand. Diggs was the only one that picked up what I was saying right before this because people were talking, but I said, look at my hands, I'm not going to look at my cards. So I'm playing this hand completely blind, but I think the only person that picked up on what I was doing was Diggstown. So that's why you're going to see this weird line and all the shenanigans that are going to happen in this one. So JC, Grateful Jay as I know him, he's going to go ahead. By the way, he is part of the Hatter Army family. He was not just another guy that showed up. He is part of the family. You'll see him play on the live stream me a lot more. So I go ahead and raise, not knowing that I have actually a beautiful hand and 8-7 suited in clubs. Diggstown, like I said, was the only one that picked up on what I was saying, that I was going to play this hand blind. And he goes ahead and makes the call. So with 50 in the pot, we go to a flop of king 8-4, which don't matter because I have no clue what my cards are. So I'm going to c-bet. And I go ahead and continue with 20. And Diggstown, he goes ahead and makes a quick call. At this point, the commentary is like, what is going on? Why is Diggs calling? But what they don't know is Diggs knew that I was playing this blind. At this point, I'm trying to figure out, without knowing what I got, trying to figure out what he has. So I down bet here to 16. This is when the commentators are really thrown for a loop. The reason I did this is I wanted to see if he would raise or call. So when he just calls, now I feel like he may just have like a draw or something. When the jack comes off, you see me, I end up saying, should I value bet? Should I value bet? Now, if I knew my exact hand, that would actually be a really good question. So I go ahead and make a bet. And of course, because he knows I've not looked at my cards, he's got ace high. He's going to go ahead and look me up when I bet 20. And he says, I got ace high. This is the first time I look at my cards. I peek at it. I go, ooh, I got a pair. I got a pair. That's why you see me jump up. You're going to see me get all excited because I done won blind. So I just wanted to show that hand. It was kind of funny. I wish everybody would have known what I was doing because we could have built a massive pot. But like I said, there was a lot of drinking going on. As you can see, final stats, I end up winning 8-12. My VPIP for the complete stream was 75%. One thing I want to say is this night will never be forgotten, and it was one of the greatest nights of poker, if not the greatest night I've ever played. I want to shout out everybody that came. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all know I love y'all. Thank y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.